Let me ask you something. Do you find yourself often getting burnt out on Space Engineers, or maybe just bored? Have you noticed how the more you come back to the game, the less it feels the way it used to? I know for me personally, I've had that feeling, and I've heard the same from others too. Space Engineers is an amazing game, and is an open world to the possibility of what you can achieve and discover. However, just like any other game, you can find yourself getting exhausted doing the same thing over and over again. Whether you're conquering your sci-fi solar system, or designing ships from nothing more than an arbitrary shape, we can all feel burnt out eventually, especially if we don't do anything to make things change. For me at least, I always have the desire to come back to Space Engineers. After all, this game has given me so much fun with the thousands of hours I've logged. And for me, the key to keeping myself entertained with Space Engineers has not come easy. I'd like to share with you ways to make Space Engineers feel fresh again. I know some people can get themselves into a rut and really want to play, but can't seem to find the right way to come back. For me personally, I often take any game I play a little too seriously, and oftentimes try too hard, and by extension, make it not really fun anymore. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you feel like coming back to Space Engineers after a break, try some new things, mix it up, never stop exploring. If you get used to what's going on, then it's easy for the game to feel stale. Maybe it's not all about getting to space and finding uranium and building the ultimate station. Take a risk. Maybe pack up all your stuff and fly to a new planet one day. If there's no risk involved, then what is the challenge? After all, if you take the time to look around, you may just realize how beautiful this game can really be. I know dozens of people that have played the same old Space Engineers for years, and you can easily tell how mundane the game can get if your objectives are the same every time. If you've never given mods a chance, I would definitely recommend trying it out at least once. And hey, if you don't enjoy it, then what did you lose? You weren't planning on doing anything productive anyways. Did you know that the majority of people that play Space Engineers never even join a server? It doesn't take more than a glance at the Steam charts to realize that the majority of the people that are playing are in their own private worlds. There's nothing wrong with playing by yourself, but if you want to expand your horizons, I would first recommend trying out a server. Make some friends. You don't have to be a god at the game or commit hundreds of hours a week to play on any server. You just have to be looking for something new. When I first started playing this game, I would watch YouTubers like Last Stand Gamers create these awesome events where tons of people would clash their ships together and create eye-catching battle sequences. I knew that if I ever wanted to experience something like that for myself, I would have to at least try and learn how different servers worked. If you're new to Space Engineers, it can easily feel extremely complicated trying to fit into a modded server when you're just getting the basics down. However, it's not to say I wouldn't still recommend joining a server. Most of the best times I've had on Space Engineers were playing with tons of people on public servers. At times, it may seem intense fighting off invaders that want nothing more than to blow up your base and make you rage, but when you step back and realize that there's something that's worth playing for, and having an objective to compete against, it makes it all the more fun. Finding friends, making enemies, creating trade disputes, and creating fleets of warships can all add to making the game a new experience if you've never tried that before. But hey, maybe you're the guy that's tried all the servers. Maybe you find yourself burnt out from the constant action and politics that servers can bring. Maybe you never gave playing solo a chance. Some people find themselves in the exact opposite position, where they never took the time to experience the peace that comes with playing at your own pace. The game doesn't have to be high energy all the time. Try loading up a survival world and playing by yourself. You may find putting on some music and playing casually to be the new way you play. Regardless of how you play Space Engineers, as long as you're enjoying yourself, that's all that really matters. All I'm saying is, try to mix it up. I think we all get a little too used to what's going on, and forget to change things up every once in a while. And hey, I'm not saying if you got an amazing base and enormous ships to just throw them away, celebrate it. In my opinion, one of the coolest things in this game is seeing the amazing creations people make. It takes extreme dedication to make some of the coolest workshop items I've seen. What I'm saying is, if things feel a little stale, try mixing things up. And if you don't have any ideas, there's tons of inspiration online. After all, if you solve all your problems and beat the game, then what's the point of playing anymore? It's easy to beat the game and call it a day. It's hard to keep playing and finding new things to do. But that's the beauty of a sandbox game, isn't it? So don't rush. There's so much to do, so just take it slow and make it last. You might just surprise yourself with how fun it can be playing a different way. I hope that I have inspired you to try playing maybe a different way than what you're used to. I've seen many people become so polarized on how they play. Sometimes, the best way to enjoy Space Engineers is the way you never intended. Alright guys, I'll catch you later.